Alright, in this video I'm going to be talking about how balls get returned to the table. Um, it's not completely unique. For example, in snooker, balls get returned to the table. But in the game of Pigpen, yes, the balls do get returned to the table to be used again. And so while the game uses the same balls as 9 ball, so the maximum number of balls will be 9, and obviously there could be a lot less as you shoot them in. There are mechanisms by which the balls get returned to the tables. And there are really three ways in which this happens. I've made screenshots for two of them, and I'm going to be showing the two methods in which all one method is in which all the balls in the pasture or all the balls at the pet shop get returned. And there's also a technique where an individual ball can be returned. Okay, so before we get started on that, I want to point out a generic comment, and that is that when the balls get returned to the table, they're always positioned by your opponent. So the shooting player does not position balls on the table by hand. It's always the opponent. And that leads to a very interesting point in that when you are not the shooting player, there is still activity for you to do. You are still going to be positioning the balls back into the pigpen area. So don't think you can just go sit down and wait for your turn. No, you are actively participating in positioning the balls. And obviously, when you position the balls, you're going to want to make it difficult on your opponent to make shots. All right, so I'm going to start with the first scenario, which I'm calling returning all pigs from the pet shop. And that means I'm going to be returning all the balls on the right-hand side to the pigpen area, which is on the left side of this image. And I've shown the steps in which it happens with 1, 2, 3. So first, in this scenario, I'm going to shoot the cue ball. I'm going to shoot the 9 ball, which is the helper ball, into the pet shop area. So really, all these balls are thought to be in the pet shop, and they might have arrived at the pet shop through either door, which means either one of the corner pockets in this image. All right, so I'm going to shoot the helper in there, and the helper, in the farming analogy, the helper is going to return all the pigs back to the pig pen. Okay, so you see that the helper ball goes into the pet shop and returns with all of the balls into the pig pen area into the left. And of course, the helper himself returns to the pig pen with the pigs, but the farmer, the cue ball, just comes to rest wherever he does. All right, so remember, this shot is a continuation shot, meaning if you make the helper into the pet shop, you get to continue your turn. Okay, so let me move on to the next image now. And this one is going to be returning all pigs from the pasture. Now, this is a very similar technique in which we're using the helper ball to pocket it in either one of the side pockets. Remember, the pasture is thought as one location, even though the side pockets are on opposite sides. So similarly, we start with the cue ball and we pocket the helper, and that's step number 1. And then at step number 2, the cue ball comes to rest. The helper is in the side pocket, and as part of step number 3, he is going to return the helper is going to return with all of the balls in the side pockets into the pig area. And so I think that should be clear. So the only balls that don't get returned to the pig area to the pig pen are the ones that are in the pet shop to the right. All right, so I've shown both ways in which you can return all pigs from a location. In the next image, I'm going to show how to return one individual ball. And so here we go. This is returning one pig from the pet shop. Now, if you notice, we start with the cue ball number one, and we're going to make a bank shot off of the opposite rail as the pet shop, which is shown here. So we do step number one, we make this bank shot against the end rail. Step number two, the ball makes it into the corner pocket, which is the pet shop, and the player scoring this shot is allowed to take out one ball from the pet shop, and it gets returned to the pig pen, which is shown as number two here, and the opposing player positions that ball into the pig pen. Now, notice that the helper ball really has nothing to do with this scenario. It's just about making this bank shot with the cue ball, okay? And so for some reason, this player wanted that 7 ball, that brown ball, wanted to get that ball out, most likely to complete a frame. So you would have to think that for this scenario, the player is committed to the 7 ball on some frame, which means he's already pocketed the 1 ball, which is the yellow ball there. So remember, they're kind of showed in pairs here. The one and the yellow and brown are together. The blue and green and the orange and red make pairs. So as you play the game, you'll learn the pairs and you'll start to see them rather quickly. Okay, now that's returning one pig from the pet shop. I wanted to show the next image, which is returning one pig from pasture. And this works very similarly to the previous scenario. You make a bank shot off of the opposing rail, and when you're doing the pasture, you can do the upper side pocket or the lower side pocket in this image. Doesn't matter which one you do, but what I'm showing here is that the player chose to get the queen or the 4 ball, the purple ball. He chose to move the purple ball out of pasture back into the pig pen area. Now there may have been a ball in this upper pasture. I didn't draw that, but the pasture is really one location, so really you can pick any ball in the pasture, any one ball, and remove it. And remember, of course, it's the opposing player that positions it. I show it positioned right here out in the open, but it would probably be better to hide it behind this, snooker it behind this 9 ball here. All right, now those are the three. Those are the two scenarios where you want to return all balls. The other scenario is where you want to return 1 ball. The last scenario, I have not made images for it, but basically the corner pockets in the pig pen area, meaning the corner pockets to the left, whenever a ball is pocketed in those, it gets immediately returned to the pig pen. So you think of these corner pockets as part of the pig pen. So if a ball happens to fall in there or is purposefully pocketed, the opposing player is going to immediately take that ball back and put it back on the table in the pig pen. So there's the strategy or the thought behind it that is, if you pocket in this manner, it is a continuation shot. So it's a way to keep your turn going. And by the way, anytime you pocket into, whether it's into the pig pen area, the pasture, or the pet shop, you basically get to continue your turn. So you've made a good shot, you get to continue your turn. That's one way to think of it. All right, so I think I've covered all of the ways in which the balls get returned to the table. One caveat to always keep in mind is that the queen ball, the purple ball, never stays in the pet shop, but it can stay in the pasture. So the queen can be put out to pasture, but the queen does not want to stay in the pet shop. Okay? And another thing to realize is that the helper ball is always on the table. So the helper ball is never going to get stuck in a pocket. It's always going to be around to be put to use. Just like the farmer ball, the cue ball. The cue ball will always return to the table. And by the way, any scratch or getting stuck in the mud, the cue ball is always placed in the parking lot, which is in this image, it's the area where the three ball, this white ball with a three is shown. So I think that describes all the ways in which the balls go into the pockets and come back out on the table. So as you can see, while the maximum number of balls will be what you have in a game of 9 ball, there are it's not just about clearing the table. The balls will return, but there will never be more than 9 balls. And one of the reasons behind this is to make the game playable on smaller tables, which was one of my design considerations when developing this game. All right, thanks for listening. I hope that all makes sense. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.